Whether Clubhouse is huge in a year or not, the time you spend here right now while it's hot is valuable. Everything eventually goes away. It's about maximizing attention and building reputation and community while it's hot. If you have a question, please feel free to raise your hand. Let's get some questions going.
Hello, Gary. How are you?
I'm well. Where are you from, my friend?
From Slovenia.
Very nice. How can I help you?
So 3 years ago, we started a business and from small country, and now we are selling all over the Europe. So we are making around 15 millions. So we are selling through Facebook ads and Instagram, and we want to build more brands. So we're doing a lot of Instagram influencer, and how can we make brands to make more growth?
So you're trying to build more brand instead of sales DNA, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's about content, right? You have to make content, whether it's influencers, whether it's starting Clubhouse chats. There's such a big difference between building brand and building sales. And so what you need to focus on is brand content, right? You need to focus on actually making videos and pictures that build awareness and make them hear of your product, not just click and buy your product. So I think influencers is a good play. I think TikTok is a huge play in Europe. So I would get very aggressive with content on TikTok, where your website or wherever you're trying to convert is in your profile. I think YouTube pre-roll ads that are brand, not sales focused, that are very targeted is a very strong play. I think starting a podcast is a very strong play. Those would be the places I would look, my friend.
Thank you, Gary, very much for your help.
You're welcome, my friend. Good luck. Dylan.
Hey, Gary, what's going on, man?
Life is good, and you?
It's going great. It's a pleasure. Thanks, Dustin, for bringing me up here. Quick question for you. So, in a world where, a degree is still a gatekeeper of some sorts in specific kind of, businesses, what would you recommend for people who are still pursuing it, but don't have the degree yet? So let me give you some context.
Please.
So I own a company called Mindlock. It's a sports psychology company. I actually know Dustin because I work with him. And just, we talk sometimes. So
that's awesome.
I'm still in school, but the context that I bring to the table is that I'm a former national champion for Taekwondo. So I was number 1 in Canada, top 40 in the world, traveled everywhere competing, representing Canada as the national team captain and all that. And along the way, I developed a sports psychology program based off of, what I learned in the industry and what I learned just from being an athlete. And, I'm in school now pursuing the degree, but I'm not there yet. And I've, made a lot of progress in terms of working with UFC fighters and football players and, some of the best in the world. But I still find sometimes that when I'm speaking with people, there's still a little bit of the, do you have your master's yet? Yes or no? And I'm just wondering,
I got it.
Getting through that.
Two things. Never sell the unsellable. So if you walk into a meeting where you're trying to convince somebody to work with you and they harp on that, you convert it into a friendship, karma, acquaintance meeting, not a potential client meeting, and you potentially even cut the meeting short, and then you move on to the next. I mean, you are literally talking about millions of people that could potentially be your clients, and you're over focusing on the no's instead of spending your time finding the yeses. And as you know, I would argue that all the conversations you've had, on a bad day, it's 50-50 if people give a fuck versus don't, right?
Yeah, it's even less, I think.
I think so too, which is why I was saying on a bad day, right? So to me, this is a non-conversation. There's too many people that are willing to work with you without the bullshit paper as a justification, that you dwelling on it, even this question was a bad use of time already to that theory. I've sold things that nobody believes in my whole life. I need to have a website. I'm selling New Zealand, Spanish, and Australian wine. I believe in Google AdWords versus direct mail and print. I believe in this YouTube show. I believe in Twitter. I believe in Instagram. I believe in social media. I believe in voice. I believe in podcasts. My whole life, I've been selling, quote unquote, things that nobody believes in. Sports cards. Everybody literally laughed at me 3 years ago. Right, Dylan? I don't spend time trying to convince. Don't spend time trying to convince. Oh, that's a non-starter for you. It was really nice to meet you, Tyrone, Sally, Ricky Thompson. Move on.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, right? Like, what's the punchline here? Like, convincing the unconvincible is a waste of your time. I would get to it early, and not in like a dick way where you're like, hey, do you give a shit about, like, somewhere in the first 5-10 minutes of whatever time you're committing, get a sense if that's a roadblock. And if it is, I would start a referral business and say, hey, you should talk to my homie Sarah. She's incredible. She is actually certified. The end.
Yeah, you're right. And I think what I do so far is I've been listening to a lot of what you've been talking about over the last couple of years. So what I do is I do some stuff for free, right? And I think, I can credit.
Yeah, but I'll be first of all, I love that, but and thank you, but I really want you to get home on, don't do something for free to somebody because they don't validate you because you don't have a degree. Like, now you're just trying to convince somebody. Don't convince anybody, Dylan.
All right. Thank you.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Of course. I love when this stuff helps other people as well. Ross, what's good? Zane and Tan are my team, so we won't be talking to them. I talk to them enough. What's good, Ross?
Yeah, it was good, man. Thanks for the time, Gary. So I'm running some campaigns for some clients. I'm the head of a social ad agency in the UK, and they're a very specific niche client in the tech space. And I've seen some of the reports that we've been getting from last month, from December, and they're just not good at all. And obviously, I'm coming to them with recommendations for doing paid, targeted stuff, niche on LinkedIn. But is there still scope for them to use Facebook? I mean, they have sort of platforms there available there, but I've just kind of tailored the approach to LinkedIn because I feel that's where they need to be. But is there still a space for Facebook and Instagram for these tech-based clients?
Is it a SaaS business or is it a B2B business?
It's like so they're like data analytics, B2B SaaS businesses, like a very niche sort of products and services.
No, I think they need to be in Clubhouse, LinkedIn, starting a podcast, maybe doing some fishing on Twitter on keywords where people are talking and they need to engage as a brand. But general Facebook and Instagram marketing for B2B data analytics companies is not a best use of strategy.
It's a no-go. So just completely swat that completely, because some of the reports and some of the results I've seen from their Facebook stuff is just so poor. So
yeah, you don't have the targeting capabilities or the audience psychology to convert business results in that environment. If you're an SAP or a Salesforce, there's Oracle, there's some brand rationale to be in those platforms, but from a short-term business results, you're talking LinkedIn and becoming an original media company, podcasts, host Clubhouse rooms, very narrow niche shit like that.
Sounds good.
Cheers.
Right, Gary, thanks for your time, man.
You got it,
Gary, one more thing. Jab, 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 right hook. That set me right on track for my career. So I just wanted to thank you for putting that together, man. It was a big help.
Two things for you, Ross. One, I've decided recently, somewhere in the next decade, I'm going to write jab, 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 left hook.
Perfect.
And then number two, VaynerMedia London's growing rapidly, so keep that in mind.
Good.
Cheers.
Speak to you soon, Gary.
Hello, Vanessa.
Hello, Gary. First of all, sorry for my English. I'm Portuguese, and my English is not perfect.
Your English is much better than my Portuguese, so it's an honor.
And I want to say that I'm a truly fan of you. I love your work. I love what you say, your thoughts, and I'm here. It was a surprise for me to be here. I'm new in this platform. I just want to ask, what do you think of Clubhouse? Do you think it will achieve a level as Instagram or Facebook?
I think Clubhouse is incredible, and the concept of what we're doing here is human. It's what people do in real life. They hang out in halls of conferences, at dinner tables. So I'm very bullish on this format. The thing that's going to play out is this a feature or is this a platform? So I think Twitter's already testing a competitor. I predict that Facebook and Instagram are going to create this as a feature. Most people have their audiences on those platforms and will have their own self-esteem wrapped up in the fact that when they go into a talk on Instagram, there's 2,000 people in it. And when they go to Clubhouse, if they start a room, there's 8, or they don't even have an invite. So, Vanessa, I think Clubhouse has incredible long-term upside. I also think that that it might be a feature.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But Vanessa, if you're asking the question, and this is for everybody here, from the perspective of, is this worth your time to spend time here? Most people don't understand that question well. Let me explain. Right now, this has a lot of attention and has a lot of very intriguing people in the community. It's a good use of your time. Whether Clubhouse is huge in a year or not, the time you spend here right now while it's hot is valuable. And most people worry about it going away. Everything eventually goes away. It's about maximizing attention and building reputation and community while it's hot.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Hi, May. Or Mai. How do you pronounce it?
Hey, Gary, good morning. It's May.
May, real pleasure.
Pleasure is entirely on this side of the phone. I am a long-time listener, long-time disciple, and I'm a little giddy right now.
Thank you.
So I am coming from an immense place of gratitude. The amount of premium content you've delivered over the years is incalculable, and everyone here right now in this room is wildly valuable. I'll keep it short. I'm known to be a bit loquacious, so I'll keep it tight.
Do your thing, May.
Gary, I was you know what? I should change that. I am a internal corporate planner and was unfortunately laid off early in the pandemic from my dream gig. I landed an internal corporate position at a biotech firm in Cambridge, Massachusetts. We were doing brilliant things in the event space with some pretty healthy budgets. So as you can imagine, I was able to travel the country, travel the world, and deliver some stellar programs. Unfortunately, I was laid off and understand that decision. And after throwing about 2 weeks of a deep pity party for myself and for what my industry was suffering, I took the leap. And Larry, Gary, you're a big part of this. I started a small boutique virtual events firm because I saw the need to pivot immediately, and so really kind of capitalized on that white space, that dead time where we were all just kind of shell shocked. And super lean, super lean. Hadn't done any paid advertising. Really leveraged all of your tools, utilizing social, LinkedIn, Facebook, and it's a miracle story. But somehow Howard Stern's admin found me on Instagram, and long story short, I designed, produced, and delivered Howard Stern's first ever virtual holiday party.
That's amazing. Good for you.
It's brilliant, and I offer that up not as a braggadocious tidbit, more of a nibble of hope for anyone out there.
The internet is a platform of opportunity. Period. End of story.
Is it ever?
Mm-hmm. Is there anything I can answer for you?
Yes. Let me bring it home. I feel like this miracle story is just that, and it is almost bringing to life everything that you preach. I mean, it truly is. It was I worked quietly, I worked patiently. I didn't tell anyone what was happening during the summer, and then it paid off. I am curious if there is a way. I feel like I'm not leveraging the story because I feel like I'm sitting on something here that could convert.
You just need to do what you did the first time. You need to put out content around the story. You need to go to LinkedIn right now, and I don't know if you're a good writer, and write 6 paragraphs of let me tell you a story of a COVID layoff, right? You need to.
Gary,
yes.
I did. I actually posted, and again, fueled by inspiration by you about being candid and vulnerable and documenting the process. I posted a story and I titled it A Series of Events.
I love that title. May, let me tell you something. Do you know how many times I've told the world about my lemonade stands and sports cards story?
I know because I've heard them a lot.
Right. So I think where you might be getting caught, and a lot of people get caught, is I think you need to tell the story in written, video, and audio form every day, 3 times a day for the next 98 days. DM 7, you got it. DM every single events podcast, even if they have 41 listeners, and go on for 30 minutes and tell the story and ask them for the video footage and then chop it up and then post it on your Instagram. Write another LinkedIn article more around being laid off during COVID, because that's more of a title that will get organic reach. Like, this is just reps. What you basically just said to me is, Gary, right, May? You just said to me, Gary, I have not been eating well my whole life, and Thursday I ate clean and worked out. I'm like, that's good, May. Now let's do it for the rest of our fucking life.
For sure.
Got it?
Absolutely. Got
Cool.
it, for sure.
Have a great day.
For sure. Gary, thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Kayla, how are you?
Hi, Gary. Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
My question is around imposter syndrome and being a young professional and wanting to pivot my career. I'm in sales and wanting to pivot into a more marketing realm, and just how to combat imposter syndrome.
By realizing that imposter syndrome is actually just a fancy word for insecurity.
Yeah.
Like, and then saying, I'm insecure because these life events. This is how my mom or dad rolled. This is what happened to me at 12. This is my DNA because I'm like my grandma. And then saying, cool, that's life, comma, nobody's better than me. I'm just authentically candid of like, I want to be in marketing. I want to take my at-bats. When somebody says no to me, that's not bad. It's actually understandable. I'm going to try 113 times. Somebody's eventually going to say yes. And then I'm going to try. When I'm trying, oh crap, this company didn't set me up for success. I quit, or they fired me. And that also doesn't mean I suck or I can't. I just need to go back to the well, because that's only one example of me getting at bat. Self-esteem and self-awareness are the 2 biggest things that I actually speak about in a million different ways. And so, Kayla, literally, imposter syndrome. Yep. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good. So imposter syndrome is just, it's kind of like perfection, right? It's an excuse, and not a bad excuse. It's a packaging. It's a merchandising to make something palpable. You just have to recognize that you have insecurities about this jump, and that's super okay. I have insecurities about being on top of tall buildings. I had insecurities of kissing girls in high school. Like, everybody has insecurities, right? And so that's cool, but it's not going to change whether it's going to be good or bad or indifferent. What it is going to do is make you not do it. And you've got to realize, much like swimming or riding a bike or kissing someone or making love for the first time, or all the things that we all go through in life, we make them scary in our head, and then they're not scary after you do it.
Awesome, thank you.
Does that make sense, Kayla?
Yes, it does.
Like, do you have a sense? Like, does that land? Like, you're like, yep. Like, that's like, do you get that?
I do, because I definitely think it's rooted in insecurity.
Right. And so somebody told, like, you know, I don't want to go into like cry session, but like it, you know, maybe somebody told you your whole life that you weren't good enough or you couldn't. Maybe society, maybe your mom. That's just life. That happens to a lot of people. That's the reality of it. But you have to realize, and for everybody here, all 2,000 of you, right? This is very important. If you think you're shit or you're not good enough or you can't, that was somebody else putting that in your mind. Like it's actually just genuinely not true. Now, that doesn't mean you can do anything, but you need to try, because you actually don't know. You know what I mean, Kayla?
Hi, Gary. Yes. Sorry. I definitely agree 1,000%. It's just kind of going deep into.
Like, what's the worst that can happen, Kayla? They say no, you're not good enough, so you go to the next person. It's no different than Dylan earlier.
Right. Thank you, and I appreciate that.
I hope you have a great day. Listen, we really, really, really have to get into a place where we look at no as a motivator, not as a indicator to us not being good. Sezman.
Hello, Gary.
How are you, my friend? How do you pronounce your name, my friend?
Shimon is
Shimon.
the original pronunciation. I go by Simon.
Simon, got it. Simon, it's a real pleasure.
Yes. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate you having me. I very much look up to you. I'm an immigrant from Poland. Well, actually not Poland. You know, we're pretty much from very similar region in Europe. So I've been looking up into your story, and I'm very grateful that I was able to follow it, and that I am able to follow it. And then we have the internet, so I have a capability to follow it.
Thank you.
So I had a chance to be in the room with you. I saw you at the Fairfax conference when you were with Tony Robbins. Great experience.
Thank you.
But what I wanted to say, and we work with the ergonomics design and how to pretty much position body ergonomically at the computer. And I'm kind of going into many different areas in my life. We've been kind of grinding with my wife. My wife is a physical therapist. We've been doing that for many years now. And I guess my question is, I'll go right to the question so I don't need too much of your time.
No worries.
What's the best way to approach gamers and introduce the healthy lifestyle and basically start to direct them into the position that they start thinking about health outside of the gaming itself?
That's smart. I think that's actually a really good idea. A niche around health, like physical health lifestyle from an eating and exercise standpoint for the gaming community is a really good idea, given that they sit all day. It's content and reaching out. It's producing videos, audio, written words on the 10 platforms that matter. And then it's sending direct messages to 10,000, 10 platforms, 10,000 direct messages, right? Make content for as many platforms as you can, whether that's 1 or 10, preferably 10, but that, takes time and talent. And then reach out to people and say, hey, I think you're incredible at Twitch, or I love your Call of Duty skills, or your 2K's this, or this, that, the other thing. But I really think you should check out this video. And maybe you send them the best performing organic YouTube video that you've put out around the subject matter. The whole world is based on content and outreach and distribution and awareness.
Yes, I agree. I've been reaching out much more right now since our concept changed, since we've been going much into office corporate ergonomics. I actually communicated at some point with your HR people.
That's awesome.
So I couldn't get to you.
That's awesome.
With Sky,
right. So the fact that you got to Sky at VaynerMedia, who gets bombarded by my fans 3,000 times a day, means that you're well on your way. Just make a lot of content.
Yes, Sabi was actually using my workstation when he was here at
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Which was cool. But,
I love Sabi.
Yeah, anyway, but
good.
I don't want to.
No worries, Simon. Real pleasure. I wish you well. Mark, before I go to you real quick, I need to say happy birthday to my main man, Caesar, who I just brought up here, an incredible part of our Team Gary family, worked with us for several years. Caesar, what's good?
Hey, Gary. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is a surprise. First time on Clubhouse.
I love it, man. Happy birthday. What is it, your 20th birthday?
Yeah, I'm finally 20.
What birthday is it actually for you?
It's 37.
Good for you, brother. How you been? You good?
I'm good. How are you? How's everyone?
Everyone's great, brother. I just want to say happy birthday. I have to go in 4 minutes, so I'm going to try to get to Mark and Renee. I love you. We'll talk soon. Mark.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the opportunity.
Of course.
Here. Gary, love your content.
Thank you.
I know you have 4 minutes, so I'm going to keep it quick.
Thank you.
So I'm a freelance UX designer working for the 3Stripe brand right now. And I'm thinking about doing a podcast or Clubhouse. I would love to have your perspective.
You should do your podcast on Clubhouse. I believe that Clubhouse is rolling out a recording feature. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my podcast on Clubhouse, interview one person, let everybody listen, script the audio, and then put it on my podcast.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And one more question. When are you coming to the Netherlands? Because we're waiting for you, man.
Brother, I would love to be there. The way I travel is basically twofold. My business objectives for Vaynerx, or when somebody puts up the big 6-figure bag to have me speak. So hopefully one of those two things will happen.
Awesome.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon. Take care. Renee.
I can't even say my name in less than 4 minutes, so I've got to make this brief for you.
I love you.
Okay, so what we have is pivoted wedding show producers for 30 years. We were starting to pivot to become digital marketers before the pandemic. That pushed us over the edge. We have found that since we were business owners and marketing for our own companies, doing it, following you for 7 years, doing everything you were saying, little mini Garys is what we were. And we were, making it work and sale. Pandemic came. We have found now, as we pivoted with our marketing company, we found that we are really best suited to be fractional CMOs.
Interesting.
We come back with a holistic perspective, and we've got the age, we've got the prowess, we get it. We come in and we see things in cracks and crevices, and how do we attract that client?
LinkedIn content till your face falls off, Renee. Like literally unlimited content that says, do you need a fractional CMO? Another article is, do you know what a fractional CMO is? Another one that's titled like 13 ideas to help your marketing this year. And it's just a good piece of content. And at the bottom, it says, are you looking for a fractional CMO? This is what we do. Just go all in on that. I think it's a real space.
It is. It really is, because people say to us, oh, we want more leads. We want more leads. We go and find out if we can fill their funnel all freaking day. But guess what? They have holes. We did a video on YouTube called, do you have a sales funnel or a sales calendar?
Correct.
So people are losing them all left and right.
LinkedIn is your holy grail, and host some rooms in here. Literally call it fractional CMO life and get 40 people. 40 people will show up because that's how Clubhouse works. So content in business places, preferably LinkedIn and Clubhouse.
You got it.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Take care. Everybody, I'm sorry, a little bit short this morning. I was going to go on at 8:30, which is the which is the time I'm targeting to go on with these Tea with GaryVees. Got to go to a meeting right now, but a couple things. One, if you take a screenshot of this right now and hit me up on Twitter with a question in written form, I will try to answer some while I'm in meetings on Zoom all day. Number two, if you have a question and you want to have me answer it on my social medias, video yourself right now asking your question, post it on Twitter with the hashtag #AskGaryVee. My team will look for good questions and then I'll answer some, and you may show up on my Instagram where I'll tag you and you end up with 100 to 5,000 new followers. So those are two things that I can continue this conversation with based on my tight schedule. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love for you to also use the hashtag, #AskGaryVee or Tea with GaryVee. Both work for me on Twitter, and give me some feedback on this format. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Cheers. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching my little session here on Clubhouse, trying some different stuff with content. I hope some of those questions brought you some value. I really like the don't sell to the unsellable. So many of you are wasting so much time trying to convince instead of going to the next person who's already interested. Huge waste of time. Content, and many other tidbits. I hope you enjoyed it. See ya. YouTube watcher, what's up? It's GaryVee. First of all, thank you so much. I hope you're doing super well during these times. I also want to ask you, please subscribe, because my commitment and exploration of YouTube is about to explode. Stories, polls, more content, more engagement, more surprise and delight. This is the time to subscribe. I hope you consider it, and I hope I see you soon.